Hi everyone, Aaron White here, a consignment director, comic specialist with the comic division of Heritage Auctions. I hope you're doing well today. I thought I would just reach out. I've got a couple of pieces in this week's comic auction that I'm particularly excited about, and I want to share that with you. If you're not familiar, Heritage has comic auctions every week of the year. So they start Monday night, and then they run. Comics is going to end on Sunday night, and then comic art, video games, etc., is going to end on Monday night. And then, as soon as the auction's over, we begin the next week's auction. So this week, we've got some that we're looking at here going into the weekend. I'm particularly excited about. One I want to mention, I did not realize this was the thing. If you look at lot 11407, this is a Star Trek number 2. Now, what makes this special, this is a 15-cent price variant, back cover variant. Very unusual. And as I said, I didn't know that this variant existed until probably 4 or 5 months ago. I was completely unaware. But here it is. So if you look at prices for this variant versus just your standard issue of number 2, Star Trek number 2, you're going to see that there is an extreme premium paid for this book. So very happy to be offering it. It's a 9.0, so a beautiful copy. I want to say less than 40 copies of this particular variant have ever been certified by CGC, so certainly in high grade. That's a book to take a look at and keep your eyes on. Another cool book, rare book, Graphic Fantasy number 1. That's from 1982, and if you're not familiar with this book, I don't blame you. It is very obscure, but its claim to fame, this was put together, it's a fanzine put together by 3 friends, one of whom is Eric Larson. And this features the prototype for his most famous creation, the Savage Dragon. A tough book to find. You just don't see them very often, very rare. This particular copy has been certified by CGC. It's a 9.4 out of 10. It's also a qualified grade. The reason it's qualified is because on the back cover there are 3 signatures. And one of those is Eric Larson. Now, since CGC didn't witness the signature, they can't verify the signature is authentic. I don't think we have any reason to believe it's not authentic, but as they do, they hedge and they give it a green label, a qualified label. In any case, this is a tough book to find, a very cool book. Certainly, if you're a fan of Eric Larson's work, a fan of the Savage Dragon, this is one that you would want to get your hands on. Even if you like the modern age keys, it's a terrifically cool book. We've got a few other pieces. I'm really loving. There is a piece in this week's auction. It is a piece of artwork, a panel page from Avengers 193, pencils by Sal Buscema, Frank Miller and Dan Green working on the inks. This is from 1980, so early bit of work from the great Frank Miller, but Sal Buscema, he's no slouch either. Definitely a fan of his work. But it's a cool battle page, page 15 from that story, so we get to see a lot of the team out there fighting. Cool battle page. I think it's one that if you framed it up, put on the wall, it would look very cool. So I'm digging on that one. And then one of my favorite books is kind of an understated cover for what it is, Detective Comics 225. Now this is going to be something you want to take a look at if you're a fan of the Martian Manhunter. This is the Martian Manhunter's first appearance of John Jones. If you look at the Overstreet Top 100 list of Golden Age books, this comes in at number 79. So it's a big time key, but you look at the cover, there's no mention of it. One of those very ordinary Detective Comics covers with Batman and Robin on it. But that's coming up at lot 11187 in this week's auction. And then last, I did want to mention a cool piece that's in this week's auction. This is going to be lot number 11699. We've got it labeled Bruce Timm, Jack Kirby's Heroes and Villains, Black Magic Edition, Cersei pinup. So this is a pinup of Cersei done by the great Jack Kirby. This was published in Jack Kirby's Heroes and Villains. It was on pencil. Bruce Timm printed out the blue lines and inked it. and so this was later printed. This edition was printed uh, in the Jack Kirby Collector 21. So this is a cool piece. Bruce Timm, as everyone knows, is responsible and great. A lot. He's got a lot of responsibility for the DC animated universe, Batman the animated series, Superman animated series, and obviously those looks carried on to a lot of the DC animated stock for years. I think if you look into Justice League Unlimited, all of those kind of carry that same kind of feel for a long time. And I was a big fan of those shows. Batman the animated series. Let me just say, since we're on it right now, that Clayface arc, like when Clayface was introduced, terrific, terrific. One of the best couple of episodes I can think of for anything, any genre. I love it. Maybe that's nostalgia talking. I don't know, but it's really good. It's really good. It's something to look up if you've not watched the Batman the animated series. All right, now these are just a few pieces in this week's sale. The sale is pretty great, as usual. It's always pretty great, but a lot of cool pieces this week. So definitely, if you have the chance, take a look at comics.ha.com or ha.com/comics. Pop onto this week's sale. It's if you're looking for the auction number, 122014 122014. Otherwise, I hope you're staying sane. Hope you're staying healthy, staying busy, and I'll look for you next time.